This video falls under fair use. Fair use allows commentary, criticism, and reactions. What's up? Back with another one. So Cameron is finally speaking on those old rumors about Juelz Santana and that album with Lil Wayne. He's breaking down exactly what really happened behind the scenes. Check it out.
The most ridiculous rumor, I don't know, man. It's a lot of them. Let me think. I'm trying to think of the most ridiculous. Okay, I'll give you one. The most ridiculous rumor, and I don't know if it's the most ridiculous, I'm just thinking of a ridiculous rumor. So, you know, like, yo, Juelz and Lil Wayne was supposed to do an album one time. And it was like, Kim don't want the Lil Wayne and Juelz project to come out. Yo, I don't know why he's stopping it, this, that, and third. And look, I ain't gonna front, this kind of like when we all wasn't on the same page. So what happened is, when this was doing the album, and I want them is, me and you used to come to me with mad talking about me, and I used to ignore it. Then I got to the point like, you cool enough for me to explain to you, because I don't like explaining myself to believe what you want to believe. I don't give a. And so when I started, me and you got really cool, and I was clearing it up with you, and then had called they did like Tito, for instance. You be like, oh, get the fuck out of here this whole time, etc. But it was a time Juelz was supposed to put out a project with Lil Wayne, and it didn't happen. And it was like, Cam don't want the project to come out. Cam don't want the project to come out. And that's not what happened. What happened was Lil Wayne, and mind you, Lil Wayne wasn't the superstar. He was a star, but remember, Lil Wayne emerged into a superstar after the Carter 1 and Carter 2 and 3 and a million, all that. So he didn't put out his first album yet, talking about Lil Wayne. So Juelz and Lil Wayne had a project. They did. Def Jam is under Universal, which Lil Wayne was signed to. So when they wanted to put this project out, Universal told Def Jam, well, Lil Wayne still didn't give us his album yet. So if y'all want to put this project out, we're taking 95%. And Def Jam, y'all can take 5%. And so Steve Garley, shout out to Steve Garley, he's now the lawyer, the head lawyer for Universal. At the time, he was the lawyer for Def Jam. And we still good to this day. Now go find Steve Garley and ask him that. You don't know who Steve Garley is, you just want to blame Ken. We had a joint venture deal with Def Jam. So if that project came out, that means that Def Jam would get 2%, 2.5% of the album, and me and Juelz would get 2.5% of the album. And they say, Cam, we love you and all that, but we're not doing that. We can't do it. I said, but they really want to come out. He said, Cam, you listen, we're going to get 2.5%, and Universal gets 95%. And they was more on that tip because Lil Wayne didn't even hand in his project yet. So they like, how are we going to okay the Juelz and Wayne project if Lil Wayne didn't even hand in his project? Maybe we could revisit it after Lil Wayne's project comes out, but until then, no, we're taking 95%, because I don't know how much they gave Lil Wayne. You know, at that time, you get an advance, a budget, and they probably was thinking, well, where's our money for what we gave Wayne? And that part is all speculation. But Steve Garley and Def Jam at the particular time didn't okay it. But I get the blame. Yo, Kim is hating. Kim don't want Juelz's project to come out. Y'all fucked up, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. Don't really understand the back story on what's going on. And Price still say that to this day. Pardon me?
I did. I thought you was foul for that.
Yeah, okay. I was foul because you thought I was foul.
It's crazy how behind the scenes stuff can ruin friendships and careers.
It's fun, son. It's
I thought you was foul for not letting the album come out. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? Like, what the fuck? Like, I did.
Yeah, well, I'm glad I could clear that up for you. Accusation. At the end of the day, that's what happened. And a lot of people still think that, yo, Cam ain't do that. Listen, I'm not, why would I want to stop making money? My whole thing was to make Juelz a star, make Juelz rich. However it played out towards the end, it played out towards the end. But, you know, Juelz said it, Cam gonna make me a star, he gonna make me $1 million. We both did what we said we was gonna do. So that was why would I want to stop that? I would not want to stop that, but it didn't make financial sense. And sometimes, and I'm not talking about myself or Juelz or anybody, I'm just talking about in general, sometimes people don't want to make sense. That's your favorite line, Sid, actually. When I'm making sense to you and you be like, I don't want to make sense right now.
He says that?
Yeah, he says it a lot.
Shut up, Z.
See, I get it now, because that ain't make no sense.
Yeah.
What you just said.
Yes. Yeah, I don't want to make sense. He just wants to feel the way he feels. But that's probably one of the biggest rumors, though. And if y'all don't, Google Steve Garley and call his office. I don't mean to put all this pressure on you, Steve, but hit that up and ask him.
Cameron recently opened up about one of the most persistent rumors in hip-hop, the claim that he intentionally blocked or sabotaged Juelz Santana's joint album with Lil Wayne. For years, fans believed Cam was being controlling or jealous, holding Juelz back from what could have been a defining career moment. But Cameron made it clear that the truth had nothing to do with personal drama and everything to do with business politics behind the scenes. He explained that Juelz was signed to Def Jam under his Dipset venture while Lil Wayne was with Universal, and when both artists tried to release their collaborative project, the two labels clashed over ownership and profit. According to Cam, Universal told Def Jam that since Wayne had not yet delivered his own solo album, they would only approve the release if they kept nearly all the money from it. Def Jam refused, knowing it made no financial sense, and the deal collapsed. Despite that, people inside the industry and fans on the outside kept blaming Cameron, saying he was hating or blocking Juelz out of ego. Cam admitted that he used to ignore the talk, but after a while, he started explaining to those close to him that the situation was completely out of his control. He even mentioned the lawyers and executives who could back up his story, emphasizing that the decision had nothing to do with Dipset tension.